Okay, here we go. Just so you know, I have a script, but I'm not that good at reading. With season 2 coming to an end and season 3 only a few weeks away, I thought it was time for our first annual Top 10 Rewrite. So if you remember a while back, I put out my top 10 favorite movies that we covered on the cast. That was the catch, right? I had to limit it to only the movies that we had covered on the show, which was hard because not all the movies that we've covered on the show have been called classics, if you know what I mean. Well, it's been a while since then, and we finished out season 2 with a few bangers. Not to mention, I've had some time to reflect on my previous mistakes, and I figured I would post a video of my new top 10. In fact, I think I'm going to do this between every season moving forward, kind of like a reevaluation, if you will. Okay, so here is the top 10 list as we left it at the end of the last video, starting from number 10 and working our way up. We have The King of Staten Island, Draft Day, The Sisters Brothers, that was our season 1 finale, Killing Them Softly, Wind River, Ladder 49, that was our first ever talking to them about that. A very special episode where we spoke to Mike Shaw, a volunteer firefighter, and we got his take on a movie about his profession. A Murder of Crows, Little Giants, Predestination, and then our number 1 film was Birdman. So there's been some time since our last video and now, and I've had a chance to kind of reevaluate where, I think some of these movies need to land. So we're going to start first with some rearranging. I liked The Sisters Brothers way more than I thought I did. The movie was great, other than Joaquin Phoenix, but that's besides the point. We are going to move that one up to number 4 and bump everything down accordingly. And I like Ladder 49, I did, but after years of hearing what a great movie it was, it didn't really live up to the hype. And if I'm being honest, I liked Wind River. It wasn't great, but it was good, and it kept my attention more than Ladder 49. Plus, the acting was better. And even though Murder of Crows was my pick, and I'd seen it 100 times, this time might have been one time too many. But this last one's gonna hurt some feelings. I'm sorry, but Predestination was just an amazing movie, and unlike anything I'd seen before. The more I thought about it, the more I just think it's the superior movie to me. If you haven't watched it, you need to. So now our new top 10, before we get into the new additions like Johnny Gill, is The King of Staten Island, Draft Day, Killing Them Softly, A Murder of Crows, Ladder 49, Wind River, The Sisters Brothers, Little Giants, and finally, Birdman and Predestination. Now, when we made this, we were a few episodes into season 2, so let's take a look at some of the movies that we've covered since then. We have Zack Snyder's Justice League. This was our crossover bonus episode. 1917. My Cousin Vinny. Batman Death in the Family. Snake Eyes. That was our host pick. The Wedding Singer. Ready Player One. Shaun of the Dead. That Thing You Do. The Girl with All the Gifts in our Movies You Should Read episode. About Time. Monster. And finally, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, our season 2 finale. So because this is a top 10, that means every movie I add, well, one has to get bumped off. Whew. So just understand, this was not lost on me. This is very hard to do, and I feel is only going to get harder with the season 3 challenge. Okay, here it is. The first movie I'd like to add to my top 10 is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Listen, I can hear the comments now. He had 4 hours. He had time to make changes and corrections. You're a Batman fan, so you're biased. Listen, none of those matter. The movie was amazing and I loved it. And it's in my top 10 now. Sorry, not sorry. That will enter the top 10 at number 4, but will it stay there? So with that, we say goodbye to The King of Staten Island. The movie was okay, but not worth $20 I spent to watch it. You're welcome, Pete Davidson. Next up, this one's pretty easy. It was a host pick this season, Snake Eyes. It's one of my favorite movies. Nick Cage at his finest, with just the right amount of caginess. I mean, come on. I have to pick my own movie, right? Right? Snake Eyes rolls into the list at number 4, pushing down Justice League and knocking off Draft Day, which was a pretty okay movie. Nothing to write home about, but it didn't feel like it was a waste of time to watch. Next up, Shaun of the Dead. It's funny without making the plot feel like there's nothing at stake. And it was a great cultural commentary about what distracts us and how we run through our days without paying attention to the world around us. But by the end, there was real character growth. It's just a good movie, and so it jumps into the list at number 6 and puts a boot to Brad Pitt in Killing Them Softly. If you like dark comedies, then this was the movie that you would like. I liked it, just not enough to keep it. Okay, here it is. There's only one more movie on the list that will make the jump. But just like last time, I'd like to prolong the suspense by mentioning a few that didn't quite make the leap to the other side. So let's say goodbye to About Time. It's not that it was a bad movie. It just didn't really have anything new to say about romantic time travel. Hell, it even had Rachel McAdams. Been there, done that. But if you want to talk about one that almost made the list, That Thing You Do was this close. I wasn't even a big fan of the movie, but once I started talking to Joaquin and started seeing it as a Shakespearean tragedy, it blew me away. It was just narrowly beat out by some of these other guys. Okay, I won't make you wait any longer. The last movie to make the jump is 1917. This movie's really good. The story's good, the acting good, and the single shot director style is perfect. Reminds me of another movie on the list in that same kind of style. And that's why it should be no surprise that it's going to be entering just above Birdman at number 2 on the list and giving the old heave-ho to Murder of Crows. I don't know what it was this time around watching this movie. I'm not sure it's a movie I'm going to recommend anymore. So there it is, everyone, our new top 10 list for movies that we have covered through season 2. Drop a comment on what your top 10 would be, and make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Season 3 is going to be kicking off soon, and we have so much planned. So follow us on Instagram at Gutsy Media Podcast, Twitter at Gutsy_media, Facebook at Gutsy Media Podcast, and Letterboxd at Gutsy Media Pod so that you don't miss out on anything. And look out for DFAT Wars coming this fall to the DFAT network of podcasts. With that, I'm Bobby signing off. Now, where was I?